Good afternoon, welcome to the Everton Daily Live. Imminent Ndiaye move to Everton is imminent, according to multiple sources. He had his medical back end of last week, which we were all aware of, weren't we? And it seems as though the two teams are, or the two clubs rather, are now very close in signing off on it. So I think if Everton were to get him in, I think that'll be they will get him in, I think. He can never be 100%, but it seems like he's going to come in through the door, and it's another attacking player in, which is good, but we're also led to believe that the manager still wants another two wingers. And I suppose that makes sense when you see that.
They have to both be left-footed.
Probably. And fight over the favourite positions on the left. I think it makes sense, though, when he had four wingers last season, and obviously Lewis Dobbin's gone and Ndiaye, but they're both gone for whatever amount of games they offered last year. They were in the squad, and this is a squad the manager has said many times wasn't big enough anyway. So, but adding Ndiaye first and foremost, it gives him, saying yesterday to Dave, when we had David, at least it's an alternative to Corey as well, isn't it? And it means the Corey can be either used in another position or he's actually got someone who's challenging him.
Yeah, it's a position that we've struggled with, haven't we, when we haven't had the Corey available. And then if the Corey is injured, and he's going to get, as he gets older, he's going to pick up. I mean, not saying he will, but there's a potential he's going to pick up more injuries. And also, there was parts of the second half of last season, well, I say parts, the entire second half of last season, when the Corey just wasn't really at it. And actually his best games were where he was deeper, and he could sort of propel himself forward. Said that a few times towards the end of the season. It's like, rather than sitting in the gap between the striker and the midfield and almost having his back to the goal at times, looking for someone to give him the ball, when he played a little bit deeper in a couple of games, he could go forward with the ball and actually break from midfield into that space. And I thought that's when he played better. So having someone who can play in that role, obviously, is, because he's not getting any younger, we can't just keep on adding years to his contract. We've got to have almost like an exit plan for him, a crossover, and bringing someone in like this, at this time of his career and where we are right now, is obviously a good move. And
he's only I think he was 24 in March.
Yeah.
So he's still a good age. He's a good dribbler. That's the one thing. When you look and you go, oh, goals. I mean, he did score goals for Sheffield United, so fair enough. Maybe last year was a little bit of one of them seasons where he was moved about a bit. He shoved them out on the right wing. It didn't really happen. But the one thing that is consistent with him is he is a very good dribbler, and he's a good presser. And I asked Andy about him, and he said he is hard working forward, he presses when he plays in that role. So that'll give it having a different profile as well. Like you said, because the Corey, at times the game sort of passes him by. I think he's more effective away from Goodison. The way we play, when we play at home, he gets lost in the hole sometimes where he's not doing either. Do you know what I mean? And you sort of go, you're wasted because you're not a dribbler, or he's not like. This is why I've thought at times Dwight McNeil should really play in there, because he's got that long range shooting. The Corey hasn't really got that. So having someone else, a different option for that. And that's what the manager needs, doesn't he? He needs to be able to look around and think, this might need something different. This isn't the same requirements. And I know, you shouldn't really be able to pick the same Everton 11 every week, should you? Really, as a fan. And last season it just become too easy.
It doesn't strike me as Ndiaye doesn't strike me as a day one starter for Everton, but I do think that once everything starts happening and games start getting played and we start getting into it, I think he's someone who will come into the team and offer something and bed in. So yeah, I mean, you've got to have different options, and also that means the Corey can drop back into midfield if needed as well. It takes a bit of pressure off there, depending on what happens with Onana, whose price surely must have gone up from his performance yesterday. I mean, do you know what? Take the piss, right? But there was large people might agree or disagree, but me and Dave watched the game. There was large parts of that second half yesterday where he went into areas of the pitch that stopped Mbappe playing his normal role, and I thought he'd been really good in the Euros. I know a lot of people don't see that, but for a lot of teams who play a certain style of football will look at his performances over the Euros and think that's exactly what they need. So we'll see now whether they are tempted into coming in for him.
They're out now, aren't they?
With him being out, he'll have a couple of weeks break, but it's in his own hands now, isn't it? In many ways, if there is a deal to be done and he wants to get it done, he can get it done earlier or later as he wants, because he's not in that camp. So if he does go, you need another option in there. The Corey adds some legs in there. Obviously, we need somebody else, I think.
Yes, absolutely. And people will have certainly. We'll come on to Onana and Shep up just with Ndiaye. People will have different views on Ndiaye. Wasn't going, oh, he's one we definitely should get. But when you actually look at what he does, and okay, he wasn't great at Marseille. Just the way it is, isn't it? He's just, like you've said, he's just an option, isn't he? And therefore, Everton can have a look at him. They've wanted him because Kevin Thelwell tried to get him before he went out to Marseille as well. So, and they were looking at him in January. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with him. In terms of Onana, I mean, a lot of European journalists have lauded him so far. He was in the qualifying team of the tournament, wasn't he? That was picked by different journalists. He made it into the best 11 of the Euros so far. And yesterday, I thought he was very good.
Yeah.
You see, pro dreamer, I disagree with this. Is that Onana seems more focused playing for Belgium than he does for us. No. I don't agree with that at all. I think the manager has an issue with him for whatever reason, and I don't see him on the training ground, or maybe just in games he doesn't quite go where Sean Dyche wants him to. No problem, I'm not questioning Sean Dyche on that. That's his thing, and he picks the team and all that. But Amadou Onana's very good. Everton don't pass the ball.
No, we don't play like that, do we?
Belgium pass the ball.
Yeah.
We don't pass the ball.
We sat there watching it yesterday, and we were taking the mick a little bit and joking, but he's so neat and tidy. But the neat and tidiness gets the team up the pitch bit by bit. He keeps it so... There was one, I think you'd gone, or were you still here? There was one where he got the ball and there was nothing on, and he did a 360 spin and then put it out wide and got the lad in. And it's like, it's little things like that. And listen, I'm not like saying he's like this masterful player. I just think, again, for us, we don't play the style of football
that gets them up.
And also, let's be very, very honest about this. We are in very much a different situation to, it's like the John Stones thing of like, we're so wound tight. We were then and we are now. We're so wound tight that when players get the ball, we react to someone coming on to them. We don't allow players to have that time because, and he's the kind of player who's like, doesn't mind taking a risk, and we're so risk averse for the obvious reasons. Whereas in a team where, in a top side, you have to take those risks. You open up teams by taking risks. You watch Man City sometimes and you're like, I watch sometimes, you see Man City sometimes and you're just like, oh my God, how can you sort of sit and watch the way the way they knock it? If you give that ball away there, but they're so good they don't give the ball away. And I think he's got that about him where he's like, yeah, he will make a couple of mistakes now and again because that's... I seen he made a couple yesterday, but he genuinely won the ball back as well when he'd made the mistake. But he doesn't... We're not sort of in a position for that at the moment where other sides are in that position. Now, whether he's like absolutely top class, can go into one of those sides and actually make them a better team, then we'll wait and see. But he's a football-based side that wants to progress up the pitch and beat the press. Onana's he's perfect for a lot of those teams. Maybe he's not perfect for us, but I think he is perfect for some of those teams. And the journalists in the Euros put him in the team of the tournament so far from the group stages. So Who are we to argue?
That's it, isn't it? That's literally what it's all about. Is that he does a job. I think he could play in most of the top sides and do well. I think he'd break up a lot of play for those teams. He looks like an Arsenal player to me. But Bayern Munich seems to be. I know there's a story today that Barca, they desperately want him, but I don't think they've got the money unless they do sell them in your mouth for 200 million to PSG. They won't have the money, I don't think, for what we need, and I don't think Everton are in the mood to be doing deals for other players that Barca have got. Although I would have took that Mark Gooby, or however you say, who Chelsea got for €6 million yesterday. But we'll wait and see. But he's done very well, and I'm glad he's done well in the Euros because, like you say, it does safeguard Everton's what they want for him. Really, I think. And Everton sitting, he'll go to someone, and then people will start going, he's really good, isn't he? Yeah, he's been quite good for Everton. We just like you say, we haven't got the most out of him. Steve Thomas says buyer's log still makes me laugh.
Yeah,
the buyer log.
Yeah,
buyer's log. Liam says, why do we take so long to announce these things? It's painful on fans when you see other clubs do deals in 48 hours like Leeds and Spurs. I think that Danjuma has scarred us. Well, first and foremost, Liam, the deal hasn't been done, which is why Everton haven't announced it. Archie Gray and Leeds have been talking since January, apparently, with Spurs. Spurs wanted them in January. It took till July to get the deal done. So I think what happens is we as fans go, oh, he's gone there, and think that nothing's been done before. And it's like the Minter thing. You know, Minter apparently was still there. His people were still contacting Everton on Saturday saying, is there any way that... Because I think he, for whatever reason, he'd had Everton down as where he wanted to go. I don't know why. I'm not sure. Maybe he thought he'd get in Everton's team before, but I don't know. He's gone off to Brighton. But Brighton were in right at the very start, I believe. They were in April for him. And therefore they end up getting them, but that work has gone on for a couple of months. And I think we do tend to, from other clubs, just see players go there and go,
well, where'd that come from?
That quick?
Yeah, where did that come from?
Where really all the spade work's done. Because it's our club, we're looking for everything, aren't we? And then people leak stuff. It gets out. And then people then go, oh, now, why is it taking so long? Well, if no one would have leaked it, no one would have really known, would they? You know what I mean? And that's the thing, isn't it? So, and the other thing, I guess, as well, the biggest thing and probably the best thing I've said, which is the most accurate thing I will have said, is that Everton simply have to wait for other things to come to fruition. And money-wise, and these teams like Brighton maybe, or Spurs obviously, have got the cash there, and then to just go, right, we can give you that down payment now, and that makes the deal happen quicker. Yeah. That's just where we are, and we've got to just accept it. I mean, be honest. You know, if Ndiaye signs in the next 24 hours, it's confirmed, say, or whatever, I think most Evertonians would say, I'm quite surprised we've brought 3 players in before pre-season training. Not saying it's not the right thing to do, and I think if you were a Premier member and you watched Round the Table last week, this is where Ned sort of missed the point slightly, is that even though what he was saying was right, this is how clubs should act, and he was absolutely spot on. I think most Evertonians, if you're absolutely honest with yourself, will go, this is a little bit of a surprise, the fact we've done 3 deals before the players are back for training. Not saying that should always happen. Absolutely it should, but it's a while since we've done business like this early, isn't it? There's not enough of it being done, but we're having to juggle. Don't forget, if Dominic Calvert-Lewin would have gone to Newcastle, and that was last Thursday, that looked like that was happening, and Minter was coming to Everton, Everton would have also had a pot of money from Calvert-Lewin and may well have brought a striker in by now as well. That would have been 5 players. Would have been, people would have been falling, fainting and everything. What's going on? So that's where we are, Liam. It can be frustrating, of course it can, because you're there this thing and you go, oh, he's come for a medical, and then you just expect them the next bit. But if the 2 teams haven't fully signed off on it, and normally when a team allows a player to have a medical, there's a confidence between the two that the deal's getting done, isn't there? So I imagine it's not going to be too much longer. Hello to Juan. Blue Keeley says, Everton doing business early and Ned not having to be told to put his camera on. What has happened? There you go.
It's July, and it's a new dawn.
New dawn. It's a new day. We've passed the PSR threshold, so now Ned is fully versed in the camera being on. Yeah. Everton Vikings, it took long enough, but at least we've got some business done early. We desperately need some pace and creativity out wide now. Also, we absolutely cannot be having Michael Keane as a backup. Sorry. Even if an offer of 0 comes in, we should accept it. Okay. And he also says he'd only be having Decore as a squad or a bench player. Liam says Decore can be a natural replacement for Onana if he goes. Tim Irabunan also competing to play alongside Ghana. We'll have plenty of options now on the 6 and 8. Yeah, I still think Everton. I think Everton want another centre midfielder right now. That's with Onana in the squad. So I wonder if Onana does go. If they'll go, we actually want 2, or are they just sort of saying, we know he's going to go probably and we need another one in there? Because obviously Irabunan's got to be given time to, to develop as well. You can't throw him in and go, he's crap, or he's not ready, or whatever. You've got to let him feel his way in, and hopefully we'll see bits of him in pre-season. Well, sure, we'll see quite a bit of him in pre-season, and that's a good thing as well. Sophie says that the Decore should be sold. Don't think that's going to happen, Soph, because he's just signed the contract extension and he scores goals. It's, I think where we are right now, we do also have to just put the brakes on a little bit and go, right, let's just be steady. What have we got? We're in the middle of a takeover. We just had scrapes with PSR and all that. The scaremongers are out again. Oh, they've got problems with PSR for next season and all of the, all of that stuff. So we have just got to remember where we are. Harrison Moffat says the Hull owner then on a radio that talks about sport sounds like Jaden Philogene wants to leave. The Hull owner's put it.
Oh yeah, he'll leave. He'll definitely leave. It's just where he goes, isn't it?
It would be interesting if we got him to see what he's like. I know I've seen. The other day some Villa fans were in the comments when we linked saying he's really good and we want to keep him. We just again done a Irabunan type deal of like just sell him and get some money in for a player who isn't in their first team right now. And he looks good. He's got 2 good feet. He looks like he's got a decent bit. I'm not saying he's a speedster but he looks like he's got a bit of pace about him. We'll see, won't we? Trelios says maybe Dyche called him Andre Onana, and that's why he wants 50 fell out. Damien says, who's the young gun we signed from Arsenal? Baz, do you know anything about him? Omari Benjamin, of course, this is who's signed. 3-year contract. Yeah. Welsh in young youth international.
Welsh young international.
Yeah, I don't know whether he's certainly not been in the full squad. So
he will be soon.
Probably, yeah. Well, he played for us already, hasn't he?
He has. He played on trial, didn't he? There's a weird thing in the 21s where basically you can just play, isn't there? So he's played already, and the irony is he played against Spurs and he scored.
But he's for the 21s, isn't he?
He is for the 21s. I think he's highly rated. But he's come to his end of his time at Arsenal.
But there was conflicting reports on that. And I don't know which is true, so I'm not going to say this is true, but apparently Arsenal had offered him a new deal, but he didn't want to sign it. Now, I don't know if that's right or it's wrong. I have no idea. They might have offered.
I think he was like, he'd been in the Arsenal under 18s though, whereas like Everton put him in the under 21s. Now, I don't know whether he would have. I'm not 100%. He is only 18, he's not 19 till December. He was in there under 18s, where Everton put him in the under 21s, therefore a step closer maybe to the first team. And maybe it's stuff like that. He's played for the Wales under 19 side. He's a left winger.
He's centre forward or left wing, isn't he? Yeah.
Centre forward or left wing. And they've given him a 3-year deal, so it'll be interesting now to see what happens. Played 26 times for under 18s, scoring 14, which isn't bad. He's played in Premier League 2 once, Sorry, 7 times scoring 1 goal. So, yeah. So Everton might have given him a better opportunity. There was other options apparently as well. That's why, because this was back in like March, was it, that he played for Everton, and then he went back to Arsenal, and there was conflicting reports whether Everton were going to get him because it was only a trial, of course, but now it's been confirmed. His contract, I think, must have ended on Sunday. So yeah, it's done. Good signing by the looks of it, and Everton done similar with the kid from Milan, wasn't he? The Ghanaian lad.
The winger, yeah.
I think it was in December. So Everton are looking round and seeing what's available, and similar to what we did with Ellis Sims when we took him from Manchester City when he was 16, looking for players who might not just be good enough to get into those sides at the top, and yeah, I mean, listen, we've been losing players to the likes of Man City and the likes of Chelsea.
He's just lost the centre back this week.
Yeah,
Ethan Appiah, who's gone to Newcastle, 16-year-old, who's very, very highly rated. He's gone to Newcastle. So we've got to pick up what we can get, can't we? And the thing, like the Ellis Sims thing, is he come in, Everton got him for nothing. Everton looked after him for a few years, and Everton sold him for 8 million.
Yeah.
So he made us some money, and that's the way to look at it. Now, he started off at Coventry, and it wasn't great. A lot of their fans questioning the move, but then the second half of the season, he banged the goals in. Certainly in the FA Cup, he was great.
Yeah.
And now we'll see if he can kick on again. But if not, we've created a pot of money from a player who, so we've got him in. If Omari Benjamin comes in and gets into Everton's first team, fantastic, great bit of business. If Omari Benjamin comes in and Everton make him a footballer and Everton sell him for a few quid, then that's what the academy's got to be, hasn't it?
Yeah,
it's got to be that. We've got less and less. We can't have academy players going out the door for nothing, like being with us for years and then going, oh yeah, you can't. Like Lewis Warrington. Should have really got Everton $500,000 at the very least, $750,000 or whatever, and that goes back in. The same with Mackenzie Hunt and all of these people like this. Yes, you're not going to do it for everyone, because not every lad is going to be good enough where a football club other than Everton will take them on loan even and give them a go, and therefore want to buy them. But you've got to try to hedge your bets, haven't you, and go, this lad looks highly rated, let's get him in. We took João Virginia from Arsenal. Now, if Everton sold João Virginia, they'd get a few million quid for him.
Yeah.
Plays, being at Sporting as well and all that. So, I mean, it'll be interesting what happens with him, won't it?
Yeah. Well, he's second choice for the season, hasn't he? Omari Benjamin played for Arsenal in the 21s, scored in the final of the FA Youth Cup the season before last. And played in the under-19s in the UEFA Youth League last season as well. So might not be quite good enough for them, but good enough for us by the looks of it. And comes in, and Everton at youth level, we know of. They weren't particularly good last season at the under-21s. They've been trying to restructure it for the last couple of years, making sure a lot of it is young players, because we all know we had players who were playing in the under-21s who were in their mid-20s, and Everton are trying to restructure it, aren't they, and get players in. There doesn't seem to be a lot coming through, although we still have sold £60 million worth in the last 2-3 years, haven't we?
Oh, include Gordon.
Yeah. So,
well, in fact, it's more, mate.
So we have to.
Gordon 45.
Yeah, Cannon, Sims,
4 million. Issy Samuel Smith, 4 million. Cannon and Sims were 17 million between them. So yeah.
So I suppose it patches a hole, I think, in terms of Everton have massively fell behind Liverpool in Klopp's tenure. Klopp went in, said this many a time, and told Liverpool to either shut it down or get it up there as one of the best. His words were, "What's the point in having a youth academy if the players don't get sold for money or end up in the first team?" And as we've all seen with Liverpool, that's exactly what's happened. And he's created. I mean, what's horrendous is we used to have this at our club. We used to be the club that people in Merseyside or surrounding age would come and sign for because they knew they'd get into the first team. And that's simply stopped happening in the last 10 years by a handful of players. Players are getting lost between the ages of 16 and 19, as we all know. They're not clicking on. Players have left us during that age because they don't feel like they're getting an opportunity. And Liverpool, as we saw last season, people have been choosing them over us, or certainly, and over a lot of people, but a lot of local kids that would have come to Everton because they thought they had a chance have been going to Liverpool, and I've been getting a chance. I mean, Liverpool had loads of them last season, and you can only compare us with Liverpool because of what. Because that's who we compete with within our city.
Within our city,
you know,
players,
and we held that for many years, and a lot of Liverpool fans will tell you the same thing. They knew that as well. Players, whether they supported Everton, Liverpool, whoever, would come to us because they felt like they got a chance. For whatever reason, it's not been happening. Standards have dropped. We're told some stories about maybe the levels at the academy haven't been as good as what the academies have been at other places. The standards haven't been as good, and we've lost out. Maybe we haven't had the best coaches. Maybe. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? It's all about standards. It's all about what the manager sees every day. Does he look at the pictures and demand that, you know, everything is brilliant. The spotless. There's no rubbish. The grass is a good length. It's a good pitch. And maybe somewhere along the line, we've lost those standards because we've had so many managers coming in and out of the club. People aren't that interested in the youth team anymore, so aren't even going on and having a look at them. You'd like to hope people like Leighton Baines and maybe Seamus Coleman, because I know Seamus has been, for the last year or so, has been doing his coaching badges. Certainly for someone like Leighton Baines, surely they're looking around and going, better standards. Need better standards at the football club. I mean, Leighton Baines is a footballer. You have to look at him and you think that person has got standards that he held for himself. So if you've got to demand but you've got to demand those standards not just from the players but everyone associated, the groundsman, the car park attendant, the woman who makes the coffees for the parents,
that's it, yeah.
Everyone, isn't it? You know, and develop something that seems to have gone out the window in the last few years. So let's hope that we start getting that back and start attracting those young players back to the football club.
That's all it's about, isn't it?
Because it'll save you a fortune as well. Ultimately, it'll save you a fortune. Whether the players play for you or they get sold on, they'll save you a fortune.
Gotta do it. You've got to do it, haven't you? There's no reason. Why can other countries produce players coming through time and time again, and we can't?
Yeah,
you know, that's Everton. That should be one of Everton's MOs to make it the best.
How many times do we sit here though, and we've got this promising, you know, just seen someone like Reece Welsh. Reece Welsh is like, we've been hearing about Reece Welsh for ages, and now it's
kicked on.
It's not kicked on. Tyler Nyango. I mean, there was so much expected of him, and I know he's had problems with injuries, and he's a big lad, and
because he's grown,
and you look at him and think 3 years ago he was supposed to be. Look at him going. He's going to get in our midfield, and he's going to be. You would not be surprised in the next 12 months if he just gets released by Everton, and so somewhere, and that it can't be one is unfortunate, but when there's like 3, 4, 5 of them, these promising players that you're expecting to kick on and they're not kicking on, something's going wrong.
There's
somewhere.
A disconnect, yeah.
Something's not working.
Definitely. Steve P says Maupay's definitely the elephant in the room, because as it stands, he'll be an Everton player next season if we can't get rid. Well, he was on TalkSport, wasn't he? today, and they asked him what happened at Brentford, and he was just like, well, it's quite simple. They had an option till the 30th of June to sign me, and they didn't. So I'm back at Everton next week. And that's it. Everton. He won't be in Everton squad next season. In my opinion, I think the manager told him he didn't want him. I don't see why the manager would take him back. I think someone will take Neil Maupay, even if Everton just say take him on loan, and which is not good either, because someone he got 6 Premier League goals last season in 29 appearances. Now they weren't all starts either, so he would be an all right signing for someone. Definitely depends where he wants to go and play. But Everton should be able to get at least 5 million for him. He's only 28.
What would you do with him? Like, as in when he comes back?
Put him at the kids.
Yeah. Call me old-fashioned, right? Call me old-fashioned. But if I'm Sean Dyche, and Sean Dyche seems to be an old-fashioned kind of fella, I'm looking at what he did whilst he was away from Everton.
That was the thing.
And I'm just saying, you're with the kids, mate. And you know why you're with the kids. And that's the end of it.
Unprofessional. Well, I mean, Damari Gray's come out today and had to go with Sean Dyche.
Has he? Yeah.
Basically just said he isolated me.
What's that?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
so I imagine this is what happened with Maupay.
Yeah. I mean, but that's it though. I'd make it very clear to him. You're an Everton player and you actively supported an opposition team against us.
Well, when he went, he said he was home.
Yeah. The thing is though, that is like, I don't mind that. Because, what I mean by that is because when players go on loan, they always talk it up. They always give it the big...
no problem. He could have just said, I'm glad to be back, blah, blah, blah. But he just started talking as if he'd already gone. Like, the fans and all that. And you're like...
No, the fans thing was, again, that's nonsense.
Mad.
Because
celebrating dunk scoring was mad. Things like that. It's like...
He's... Go and find yourself a club. And, because if you don't... You're not playing. You're not playing.
Dyche is not. Sean Dyche.
No, that's what I'm saying. I hope they make. But I'm saying, look, sometimes you have to stand up for your football club, don't you? And you have to stand up for your other players. And I'm
sure the manager will. He's not.
No, I know what I mean. He's old school. He's an old school fella. And I think he will. I think we've seen that with other people. And I really hope he does, because there's no room for him at this football club.
Yeah. Usually, it isn't because of the PSR rules, mate. The deal hasn't been done. There's not this thing where PSV people go, now they'll just announce it at 9 on Monday because it's the deal isn't done. Can't announce it until it's done. The deal isn't done, which is why it's not been announced. The minute they've done the deal, they'll announce it. Nice, where are
the fax machine's broke.
Emma says Adolf Epstein turns up on Round the Tower.
Yeah, he goes,
no more, nothing else to say. Nothing else to say there.
He does, yeah. He does.
Yeah, you just got to be very careful. Bob the Blue says, make him clean the boots.
I don't think you can do stuff like that anymore.
Sadly.
That's seen as probably slave labour.
James says, can't have him around the dressing room. We've seen him on the pitch and he's a wind-up merchant.
No, it's just very...
Yeah, surely Marseille would want him.
Because he's French.
No, but he'd be decent for them.
He would cause...
No,
he'd cause absolute...
Actually, yeah.
Murders.
Probably wouldn't be great, actually, yeah. Wouldn't be great. But, yeah. Frankie says Reece Welsh hasn't been given a chance. He's on a similar level to Baron Branthwaite.
No, that's nonsense. Come on. That's nonsense. So you're saying Reece Welsh could play for England? Come on, have a think. No, before you type, just have a think.
Come on, Frankie.
Have a think.
Come on.
Are you saying that he was at the same level before Branthwaite got into the first team? Is that what you're saying? Have a think. Come on, just have a little think.
Yeah, that's why everybody just
have a little think.
Gavin says, loving the show and the stories surrounding Everton. All my red shite pub friends are saying the takeover isn't going to happen. Why is the takeover not going to happen? Again, that's them. Probably the same one said the ground wasn't going to be built, didn't he?
Remember those people? Remember all those people who used to say that?
It's amazing. Yeah, he means Frankie's saying, I don't mean now.
That's what I'm saying. Just
when they were the same age. Well, to be fair, when they were the same age, he played in the Championship and in Holland. But I sort of get what you mean. What he needs to do is go and play, though. That's the thing. He went and he got injured. Took him to Forest Green. He got injured straight away. And that's
also a part. I'm saying about Tyler Nyango. That's also a part of it, isn't it? Is that these lads who step up into the men's world, you know, and they're getting injured. Tyler Nyango's been like he got injured pretty much straight away and has had solid injury problems for the last 3 years. That's another consideration, isn't it, of whether a player is going to make it. Can they physically put on the muscle? Are they strong enough? Are they just, you know, a strong breeze looks like it could blow over Tyler Nyango.
Yeah,
because he is all just up and down.
We've got a Ned fan.
Yeah, I've just seen that. Yeah, but I wanted to mentally ignore it.
No, we've got it because I think we have to highlight it because it never really happens. So we have to highlight it. Gavin's sister's 30.
Yeah, good age for
so
Ned.
So she likes young men.
Good age for Ned.
She said you were good looking. So there you. I mean, I'll be honest. I've never been in the presence of any woman who has said that you're good looking. Anyone
for me, this.
Anyone. But fair play to you. But I had to highlight it because it's been said, Ned. So that's why I'm highlighting it.
It can't be that much of a daily occurrence because you told us yesterday that it had been over a couple of months.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what?
So it can't be a daily occurrence.
Sorry, Emma's backed it up. Okay. Emma's backed it up. I knew Emma fancied you anyway because she never shuts up about you, but Ned's got hot. There you go.
TL says we love you, Ned.
Fair.
They're all coming out. They just needed someone to start at the bandwagon rolling.
I told you it's the guitar playing.
Toffee says I would run for the hills, Ned, because the women
up the hills
out.
Yeah,
the women are
the hills of Ash.
It's amazing.
Maybe you can break your streak then.
Graham Rogers said, did a site assistant Labrador give her a telling off when she said that?
They don't generally do that, dogs. No. You know. Yeah. Nick says ginger up top, fire down below.
No, there's no fire down below.
Fire's been no fire down for a little bit.
30's a little old for me.
Gavin,
you don't know what you're missing.
Gavin, you tell her she's been binned.
I've only ever been.
Ned's just basically.
I'll be honest.
Gone full ageism.
I'll be honest with you, Ned. You don't know what you're missing. You don't know what you're missing. 30's where it all start getting fun.
I do.
No, honestly, 30's where it all starts.
It begins with S and ends in X.
Yeah.
That's what I'm missing.
Yeah.
And Tommy K fancies you as well.
Fair
That's
play.
good. I love all that.
Hey, Mark Cody saying, lads,
we're giving him praise. I'm
what are you
letting him
talking
know
about?
Oh, Mark, you've had a murder. You've turned that. No, I'm not going.
Emma's gone with the question that everyone wants to know, though. Does the carpet match the curtains?
Wouldn't you like to know, Emma?
I think she would. That's why she's asking.
That's true.
There you go. Bob the Blue says, yeah, 30 to 40 is prime time.
It's absolute prime
Ned
time.
Doesn't know. Ned doesn't
prime time.
Know.
Ned doesn't know. He doesn't know.
Unknown green.
Younger girls like to give her the hot.
No. Unknown green. That is a lie, you see.
So that only happens in America.
That is a lie. Thoughts on Ndiaye? I know Baz isn't a fan. I mean, I've literally done a scout report on him. I've talked about him every day.
It's true, he hates.
What I said was, I was concerned about the lack of goals last season. That's what, and I've been consistent with that. I've also just said that could be one of those seasons as an outlier that he hasn't scored the goals in because he was moved about. Would he be my number one choice if I had the chance to go and get play? No. Does it mean I'm not a fan of him? No, it doesn't. I think he's a good dribbler. I think he'll add something to us. And we'll see how he gets on. All for it,
absolutely.
Mate.
By the way.
Oh, yeah.
This is why we insist on Ned having his camera on.
Yeah.
Because
oh my God,
if he didn't have his camera on, then how would this happen? Do you know what I mean? We're spreading the gospel of Ned through a lens, through a filter.
Kev Murphy says we all know Emma fancies Ned. Make him a man, Emma.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
I was gonna come on the watch along today.
He has. What do you mean you was?
I don't know yet.
What do you mean you don't know yet?
I'll tell you later.
Well, tell us now. There's no secrets among friends.
I might be saying goodbye to my dog later.
Oh, well then why did you just tell us that? Why did you...
Should we talk?
Sorry, no, I need to move me mic. Because we thought you were going to say, I'm going on a hot date with somebody.
Emma.
No. I'm going to go on a run, though, to just clear my head.
All right, mate. Mate, no, sometimes maybe it is better you keep the inside voice inside.
My eldest lad's birthday today, and I'm doing a watch along. So you?
Yeah, but he's not.
No,
He's not exactly here, though, is he?
I know, but the vets...
He's in Amsterdam, though.
It's not in Amsterdam. It's in Amsterdam till Thursday.
By the time the game finishes, the vets will be shut, so we would already be...
Oh, is he? Okay, all right. You should have really. You could have told us that off camera,
Yeah.
and we would
I
have
did say I
been.
would've.
We would have been.
But I do kind of want to watch the game, but...
All right.
Sorry.
Let's just see.
Bad time, really.
How do you rate Callum O'Hare? He's looked all right in the Championship, hasn't he? Oh. Graham says, I'm still very surprised that we've got players in before pre-season. It does give you a lift because all of the focus on PSR, and if we'd have failed it yet again. Phil Williams, I don't know whether he's joking, says we should buy Dobbin back for 10 million.
Well, what it does is, and I'm just going to ignore the Dobbin thing.
Yeah.
What it does is, it takes the conversation somewhere else.
Yeah.
That's what it does. It's a. We haven't spent the last few days talking about PSR and Everton's financial issues and all this. What we've been talking about the last few days are positive things. Everton looking like listen, we don't know whether Everton have passed PSR, haven't passed PSR, because honestly, let's be honest, who knows the way it's all been worked. That tap on the shoulder is, who knows. But what it has given is given an opportunity to say, right, well, we've got some new players in. Everton are trying to be clever. They're trying to work scenarios. And it's positive talk rather than that negativity that's been following us around for the last 18 months to 2 years.
Yeah.
And it makes you just feel like your football club's going in a different direction to what it was just by having a few players to talk about.
Definitely. Carla says I'd be greeting Maupay at the door and showing him the way to train the kids. His attitude's the reason why clubs don't want to sign him. His antics on social media are annoying. Derek says, I really hope Everton don't touch Breuer. Had a purple patch at Southampton, done nothing since. Quotes of 30 million and madness. Also, Arthur Mello. Yeah, I wouldn't go anywhere near Arthur Mello. He wouldn't touch Calvin Phillips, either their players who failed miserably at their
I'd have Arthur Morgan.
Okay. Fair enough.
Hey, boy.
Blue Keeley says Ned's getting picky. Now he's got options.
Always had options.
Fair play.
Ned's just waiting for that, lightning bolt moments. That's what he's waiting
Carla, I mean, I don't know whether Carla's inquiring for herself here, but this is
for.
going well.
An agent.
I don't know.
Finder's fee.
Says, what age is good for Ned then? That's the real question.
Ned doesn't know because Ned doesn't know the age thing yet. He hasn't played the age game.
I don't like young, immature, loud girls.
Because they remind you of yourself.
No, they're just loud and I'm like, oh,
You
Jesus.
play at gigs where that's what happens all the time, don't you?
And I like dead young
right.
girls are dead weird.
You like dead young girls?
No, dead young girls
Sorry.
are dead weird.
What's going on here?
I did a gig in Ashton a few weeks ago, right? And these girls come over and they're talking to me.
Oh, Ashton. We all.
And they were like,
yeah,
do you want to hang out
Ashton.
with us? I'm like, no, I'm going watching the boxing with my mates.
Oh,
And they're like-
lads.
And they're like, oh, come on. I'm like, how old are yous?
I'm with you 13, like the last time he tried to get you.
I'm 19 or whatever.
Yeah, they're not 19,
way.
are
And
they?
they went,
Right.
have you got a music page? I went, yeah. So I gave them my Instagram. And when I looked when they followed me, and they just had the school prom.
Yeah.
They were 16.
Like the last ones you met about a year ago,
Yeah,
you
it
told
was-
us.
she
They
was
were like,
like
no,
20.
they're 18. We were like, they're not, because I can tell.
Oh,
Because
yeah,
the girl
definitely.
literally looks 9.
Yeah.
I didn't go on with him, did I?
That wasn't your choice.
Dave Bryan rather says, lads loving the show. Any news on Jake O'Brien? And Steve P says, I'm convinced nobody has saw Jake O'Brien actually play. I saw someone yesterday saying he's fast. He moves like he's in quicksand.
Steve, right. We have to have this out. I have to have this out with you, right, Steve? I just have to. We've got it. You clearly watch loads of footy, right? Right? And that's brilliant. And I look at your post daily and you educate me in many ways. Some of the names you come out with. loads of people don't watch the amount of football that you watch. And it is good that you're here. But what I wouldn't do is, I wouldn't sort of, and I've noticed this as a trend that's been coming into some of your posts, educate people. Don't embarrass people. Educate them. Say to people, this is the reason why I wouldn't sign that player, because I don't believe that player. Jacob Bryan's name's been getting thrown around loads, right? It gets thrown out all the time, right? Irish lad, plays for Leon, blah, 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 Everton being linked. So people go, he must be good. Keep on hearing his name, keep on hearing his name. And you're probably right. He probably isn't Premier League ready at the level. But you hear his name getting thrown around, so people get excited. So educate the world. Don't embarrass the world. Just educate them. And if you see a player who's good, go, I think this player's better. Everyone should go and check out this player. There's a video of him on YouTube or whatever. That's better, honestly. But people, and I'm one of those people, mate, I don't watch endless amounts of football because I find football quite boring now, especially as centre forwards seem to have been eradicated from the game, which has been proved in the last few nights of the Euro. Where are all the centre forwards? Oh my!
There's one plays for Portugal, but Martinez leaves him on the bench.
But, like,
his name's Goncalo Ramos.
Where's the centre forwards in this tournament, though?
They've been binned off.
Oh, it's horrible. It's hot. I mean, Ron has binned himself off, but it's horrible.
Ronaldo was playing left back at one stage last night.
That doesn't surprise me.
I have to read this out because I'm now fearing for Gavin's sister.
Okay.
Says Ned looks like he goes to gym a lot.
No, that's... Come on.
I mean, I think they are taking the piss. If Ned stands up when you get a proper picture of him, it'll be slightly different.
Not whether Ned stands up, it's whether Ned turns to the side.
I do exercise.
And you'll just see, basically, you'll be like, where's Ned gone? Where did he go? You might see a glimmer of a tattoo on his arm.
I've lost weight.
He's got tattoos.
Yeah, he's got tattoos. I mean,
but that's like saying Ned goes to the gym is like saying Maupay's the quickest.
we
player
are
that
trying
ever.
to get him fitter.
We are.
He is.
Yeah.
He's going for runs. We're encouraging that.
Yeah.
We've got him on... Check him out on Strava.
Yeah. We're trying our best to kick him along.
Yeah.
Kick him
Can I use Strava for a hike? Because I'm going on a 10-mile
You can use it for anything, mate. You can use it for a game of footy if you want.
Use it for your
I want to
gig.
use it for my hike.
See how much you move around the stage.
You can use it for hike, yeah. Use it for anything.
What was going on? Steve P says he's very similar to Michael Keane when you watch him, Jake O'Brien.
There you go. See,
There you
that's a
go.
good comparison.
That's a comparison.
You're educating, Steve. You're educating.
Now people will go,
Don't want him.
oh, Michael, yeah, they'll go, don't want him now.
Steve P said.
West Ham, apparently, they're interested in him, so... Yeah. Stuart Thompson says if Welsh was the same level as Brandtwaite, he'd have been taken to Holland by the sporting director who brought him to Everton. Carla says that t-shirt Ned wore a few weeks ago saying I'm terrified of women is so accurate.
Yeah, that wasn't like a laugh. That was a cry for help.
I mean, Carla, we are going to go now, but were you putting the feelers out for yourself?
She'll just take photos of me all the time.
She's very arty, Carla, isn't she?
Photographer.
So sorry, she's what?
She's a photographer.
Photographer.
What's a photo? And what are the ographers? What are they ographing? Photographer.
She's like one of those people who just like takes pictures of like baths overflowing.
Emma said
with flowers in
thought he was butch. His words, not mine. You did say that last week or the week before.
Well, yeah, he did.
I've
Yeah.
lost a bit of weight.
I'm not sure you fully understand the connotations of being butch, though.
Yeah, I've lost weight.
No. Just what that word generally is thrown around as.
That's good.
Butch.
Kev Murphy said RM is getting jealous. She's got competition. It's all good. It's all good.
The Terrified t-shirt came from me because like my mate bought it me.
Oh, yeah.
It comes loads of gigs.
Yeah.
And she'll be like, there's girls literally checking you out there and trying to talk to you and you just ignore them like, yeah, I'm working. She says, no, you just don't want to talk to them.
Yeah.
So she bought me a t-shirt that says, I'm terrified of women.
Fair play.
Well,
Fair play. Did she buy you the cap as well?
No, I bought that cat myself.
Is this? Is this?
I'm not allowed to wear it anymore.
Is this the one? He
Is
this the one?
Is this
he wants
the
to
Spanish
pretend-
teacher? That
pretends that he doesn't.
No, she's not a Spanish teacher.
who's the Spanish teacher?
That's Emily, my friend.
Emily.
Boy.
So Emily, right? Sorry for bagging you out here, but Emily and Ned are basically a rom-com. They are the couple.
She's got a fella.
You pipe down, sunshine.
I'd never-
I'm in
it
control
was a
here.
bit of a rom-com.
Right.
Too scouse.
They're a rom-com waiting.
He's too
They're a
scouse.
rom-com waiting to happen. They are like, oh, we're all mates and that. Honestly, they're a Netflix show. In 10 years, it's going to be like, why didn't we do this 10 years ago? When they get together finally, there'll be one of them. He'll have a girlfriend. Maybe, and she won't have a boyfriend. She'll have a boyfriend, and he won't have. And they'll keep missing. It'd be like that. What's it called? That one day, was it? I don't know. Where they keep on missing, and eventually it'll be the moment, and it'll be like, will they take that moment? They're a rom-com, honestly.
To be fair, but there's also
She speaks Spanish, for God's
there's
sake.
another one in the equation.
Where's the
I've started speaking Spanish.
The quiz.
Oh, the quiz.
Well, I've been mates with her since school.
Yeah.
What? Hang on. Why is that? Why is that justification for not going out with someone though?
I just don't fancy it.
There's lots of things that you do see. It's that interesting.
But that's the wrong.
It's a great dynamic.
Both of them are literally
Ned.
teaching me Spanish. I've been learning Spanish.
Ned, that's the rom-com in it though. That's the point.
No problem.
Loads of people. I know someone.
Me re Alejandro.
Loads of people, right?
Your name isn't Alejandro.
No, me re Alejandro. I'm just relaxing.
Okay, so that's the only thing he knows.
But if you're relaxing, it's for relajandias.
The rom-com element is loads of this is the point of
the Spanish to ask you questions.
People
and
are
we'll see
mates.
whether you can answer any.
You have to learn the grammar first.
right.
Barry.
People are mates, and then suddenly they go, "Oh, maybe we're more than mates." That's the rom-com element of it. Of like you don't see them as that, and then suddenly you do see them as that.
I don't think that's like film.
But it happens in.
Stuff.
I know someone who it's literally happened to in the last three months, where they were mates with somebody for ages, and then suddenly they just went, bink, and the light came on.
That's never happened to me. I just think like because you know them too well, I'd be like, I'd want to get with someone when you like them, and then you know them, and then you're comfortable around with all that weird stuff.
Yeah, that's
Okay, fair play. Let's leave it there because this isn't a dating show. Ski Custom says his Ned got a slice of lemon tattoo on his arm.
Yeah, he has. Yeah.
I shouldn't have to explain what.
No,
it is.
don't explain it. Don't explain
You
it.
don't know it.
For those who don't
You're
know,
cool.
for those who do know, no
There you
explanation is needed.
There you go. Dave, Brian, we're going. We're on more than a game at 2 o'clock, so we're going to get a drink. You don't have to go anywhere. That is pure footy chat. We will try to stay away from Ned's
I've eaten me dinner.
love
So
life. There you go, Ned. Thanks for the information.
I mean,
you don't get a dinner.
You don't get a dinner,
There
and
you
you
go.
and you will be on it.
There you go. Right. Just stay where you are and we'll be on more than a game discussing the Euros and any other footy stories that are doing the round. See you later.